progress that the actual event has made over the last 3 years. And I wanted to find out from Mr. Bethel just how the organization has grown from when you first started to this point. I know I've seen the transition of many different people, so just want to find out has it grown, and I guess your vision for the next decade or so.
I'm not sure that we can say that the organization itself has grown. It's been a strategic effort to keep it within. Personalities have changed through it, and that I think has been in regards to where we've seen certainly the need for emphasis for renewed energy, and we've brought in key persons essentially to fill those roles and move the operation to the next level. Now, having said that, it is certainly, as you've indicated or seen, that the level of activity has certainly increased, which has been probably putting a challenge to the players that have become involved. The idea is certainly to constantly innovate and create. We, I think, are reflective of designers who are constantly changing and bringing out new ideas. And so my view is that no one year should ever remain the same as the last year. And we must always be looking to see how we can innovate to publicize and to promote the designers themselves. Last year, you would have been aware that we had the competition, the Muse, which was really to bring into the fold the idea of models also. We've not done that this year, but we are bringing in basically some excellent models out of Trinidad, Barbados, Haiti, the United States, and England. Basically, again, most of them with some connection with the islands. And next year, we will again start to highlight in a different way the models as part of the whole operation. But moving forward, again, as has been the main thrust of the event from its inception, is really, and I think Kedar hinted at this, is to move the area of fashion away from just simply an entertainment piece, but rather as a business, and getting the designers to see that there is value to it, and certainly from a broader economic perspective of the country, that this is another industry which we should be exploiting, not only other islands, but also particularly the Bahamas, in terms of diversification. And so where would I like to see this in another 10 years? Certainly as the premier showcase for designers from islands around the world. But added to that is just as important the tour which we have developed, because we've seen tremendous interest in that from the outside, and that, I guess, more particularly takes the designers to the market itself, where it's essential. And so I see that really growing exponentially, in addition to the Islands of the World Fashion Week, which is to be held here, each year.
Any challenges this year in putting on this year's event?
Well, I can say that probably the same challenges as last year, which has been one, we're in a down economy, and certainly that has had an impact on the level of sponsorship, which has been able to be garnered. That has not stopped us in terms of producing a world-class event, but we would like to certainly see when the economy shifts and things are looking better, that we will certainly get a broader-based sponsorship, in that regard. The time frame, again, that's always a challenge. in that due to travel, due to decisions having to be made, the persons who are responsible and namely KDOT, things are not done until the last minute, not due to their fault, partly due to their being able to get decisions made. But certainly, I think what you see at the end of the day is a world-class production, which, despite what may be challenges backstage, certainly is well recognized by the international media and those in the fashion world as a premier production.
My question centers around fashion. As I had a conversation a week ago with some people about fashion being a culture, really, and how do you think, since Islands of the World Fashion Week was founded, how do you think fashion has evolved in our country based on the fact that now designers have a platform like us to actually showcase what they have? Because there are people who I never knew about until Islands of the World Fashion Week came about, and now you see these designers. I don't know if you can say how it's evolved since the start.
Sure. Well, I think you're right. From the domestic side, we've certainly offered another avenue for them to come forward. But as I intimated, I think in the past, unfortunately, fashion has been perceived as purely entertainment here. And so designers have come about and they've put on one or two shows, and that is it, because it has not been of any real value thereafter in terms of the development of their craft. I think what you're seeing now is, again, a renewed energy by a number of young designers coming forward, that there is a way possible, that there is the ability to get exposure. And I can say to you that you've certainly seen an improvement in the skill and the quality of production by those individuals. The reaction, the productive criticism that a number of them would have received through the process of the runway to Fashion Week certainly lends itself to the development of those designers and the industry. And I think that you will certainly see more coming to play. It is my understanding that there are a number of other initiatives, not necessarily only by Islands of the World Fashion Week, but others that are now coming to fruition in terms of drawing out the skills and the talent of young designers around the Bahamas, and that's a good thing.
Do you think that's because of IWFW?
You know, if I might take the credit for it, why not? I think it has certainly shown, Islands of the World Fashion Week has shown that, yes, there is the talent here, and that they need to be exposed. And so I think any avenue that they can get for that is certainly